Last week we visited Tenerife for a special insight into the indigenous wrestling of the Canary Islands. This week we discover a style of wrestling that originated in the former Soviet Union, Samoboronya Bezorusia, or Sambo, meaning self-defense without weapons. The sport owes its development to one man, B.S. Oshepkov. He visited Japan before the Russian Revolution, where he learnt judo and became a personal friend of the founder of judo, Jigoro Kano. During the revolution, Oshepkov trained the Special Red Army units using a system he based on a mixture of karate, judo and other Oriental martial arts. But he became disillusioned with the tradition and mystique of these arts and began developing his own style of wrestling by adding elements of folk wrestling from the various Soviet republics. In 1966, Sambo, or Sombo as it's now called in some English-speaking countries, became the third of only 3 forms of wrestling to be recognized by the International Wrestling Federation, alongside Greco-Roman and freestyle. And since then, the former Soviet Union has dominated the sport. This year's Sambo World Championships are taking place in Herne Bay on the south coast of England. As expected, there's a strong delegation from Russia, where Sambo clubs are commonplace. The biggest of these is Sambo 70 in Moscow, with 3,500 pupils. Konstantin Chernov is head coach.
The Sambo 70 club is like a normal school, but what is special is that everyone is there to concentrate on Sambo. We have big sports halls, workout rooms, a swimming pool, sauna, everything we need.
This kind of treatment is in stark contrast to Sambo training in the West. Other countries are starting to get good results at world-class level, Japan and America in particular, but they've a hard fight to get the funding they need. One American believes the Russians have an unfair advantage.
There it's like a profession. They get paid to do their sport. I believe that if it was the same type of scenario where we were able to be funded night and day, just go in every day and do our sport, I believe that we'd be just as good or better, or any other country.
Sambo wrestling involves 3 basic fighting techniques. The first is the throw, which achieves total victory or earns points depending on its quality. The second is the hold down or immobilization, where the opponent is maneuvered onto his back and maintained there. The third technique, the submission hold, involves applying a hold to the arm or leg of the opponent to threaten pressure and force him to submit. There are 10 categories contested in the World Championship finals, starting with the lightest novices, the 48 kilo Espoir group, right up to the heaviest seniors at 100 kilos plus. Darren Flagg finds himself up against the experienced Russian Dmitry Kobalta in the final of the 74 kilo Espoir category, and an early submission means he has to be content with silver this year. The happiest man of the tournament must be silver medalist Rigan Machado of Brazil. His country has never before won a medal in Sambo, and just getting to the finals was a huge achievement.
It's just a wonderful dream come true for me, to be able to come to England and compete against the world's best Sambo wrestlers. I'm over the moon. It's fantastic.
But the day's honours go to Russia, who win an incredible 14 of the possible 18 gold medals. So even with the breakup of the Soviet Union, it looks as if it will be some time before the rest of the world catch up with the masters of Sambo.
For this week's special news report,